My name is Elizabeth Ray. I'm VP of Client Strategy at Attentive, and I'm very pleased to be joined by one of our favorite clients, that is Phillip Cruickshank, Brand Marketing Manager at the contemporary home decor and furniture brand CB2. So what will we cover in our 15 minutes together? We'll first look back at the 2019 holiday shopping season and the impact that mobile had. We'll also talk about the challenges faced by retail and e-commerce marketers when trying to engage holiday shoppers. And I'll wrap up with why text messaging is an effective way to drive revenue, especially during the holiday season. But of course, really why we are here, we have an incredible marketer, Phillip from CB2, who will share his team's experience over the past 2 holiday seasons. And spoiler alert, they drove over 150 times ROI from text messaging alone, along with some tips for how CB2 is thinking about this year's peak season. And if time permits, we will certainly open up for Q&A. So next slide. So first, a little about Attentive. Close to 4 years ago, we created a personalized mobile messaging platform, allowing really the world's most innovative brands to quickly build their SMS subscriber base, deploy personalized messages, and effortlessly track revenue and ROI. Fast forward to today, to 2020, we are 350 some strong, and proud to say that our over 1,000 brands that do include best-in-class marketers do rely on Attentive and text messaging as one of their top performing channels. Fun fact, if you are subscribed for text for this very event, they are also powered by us, so check that out. And we do have significant backing by Sequoia, Bain Capital, IVP, among others. And in April, Sequoia extended our $110 million Series C based on the continued brand and really rapid adoption of this channel. Next slide. So let's take a quick look back at last year's peak season. Over the entire 2019 holiday season, smartphones drove over $50 billion in sales. And of that, online sales driven by smartphones grew 37% year over year compared to 2018. Overall sales, so from desktop and mobile during the holiday season, grew by 16.4 billion, with smartphones driving the majority of that, or really 84% of that growth. And when looking, specifically at the 2 largest historical shopping days for the U.S., which of course we know are Black Friday and Cyber Monday, smartphones drove $4 of every $10 spent, resulting in just shy of $3 billion in mobile sales on Black Friday and $3 billion of mobile sales on Cyber Monday. Great, next slide. So we, as we plan for this year, what are some of the considerations? These are familiar. So first, increased competition. Retail and e-commerce brands will compete in many of the same channels, digitally and in store. When it comes to email specifically, and I do come from an email marketing background, peak planning honestly started already, if not earlier, in July, because, competition and standing out in a crowded inbox becomes harder and harder every holiday season. Of course, paid media costs spike during this time. More competition and bids for ads only drive prices up, making it even more difficult and expensive to be seen. And of course, there are varying consumer behaviors during the holiday season compared to the rest of the year. So seemingly overnight, consumers become speed shoppers, deal hunters, cart abandoners. They really know that every brand is bound to have some sort of holiday promotion. They will do their research and they will find that best deal. Slide. The 2020 holidays, of course, are expected to be different than any year before, anything we've ever seen, as we consider the events that have happened so far, like COVID-19. And we do need to consider how consumer behavior may have shifted due to that. Consumers may not be as eager to participate in in-store holiday rush, and we have learned that many have become much more comfortable shopping online, as brands have made it very easy to do so in response to stay-at-home directives, of course, safety and store closures. Next slide. And as the pandemic has caused, marketers to scale back on their previous priorities pre-pandemic, there definitely are some exceptions. So according to our great host, CommerceNext, who conducted a post-COVID survey in June, SMS is the only emerging technology marketers indicated they plan to increase investment in. And really, this is as more consumers want to hear from brands via text messaging. And as e-commerce continues to take hold, it does make sense that retailers and even the more traditional ones are reprioritizing resources online to make up for what's really lost in declining store traffic. On the next slide, but on the plus side, so consumers are spending more time shopping on mobile devices than usual during the season. So as email inboxes will undoubtedly be inundated with brand communication, digital advertising, like we said, will be more competitive and in turn more expensive. Personalized text messaging truly stands out. So it presents an opportunity, an unsaturated direct channel to reach consumers. And of course, better yet, it is where your consumers already are spending their time, again, on their mobile devices. Next slide. And the performance numbers really are the evidence, if needed, that if you're not already, it is a good idea to focus. Mobile messaging can deliver real-time and sensitive, relevant offers, which do result in 10 times more revenue than email per message, with 99% open rates, upwards of 30% click-through rates, and 25 times ROI. So these numbers are tremendous and they speak for themselves. And next slide. I will say, though, you would rather hear this from someone who has that firsthand brand experience with text messaging. Phillip Cruickshank, brand marketing manager at CB2, has partnered with us as Attentive over the past 2 peak seasons to engage holiday shoppers. And he's here to talk about their holiday campaigns, as well as how they plan to beat their prior successes. So take it away, Phillip.
Great. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Hopefully everyone can hear me fine. Coming to you live from the CB2 headquarters, actually, in Chicago. It's my first day back in the office today. So it's exciting to be at a desk. CB2, for those of you who don't know, we're part of the Crate and Barrel Holdings family of brands, along with Hudson Grace and Crate & Kids. A lot of people kind of know us as the younger sibling of Crate and Barrel, but we're a city-minded home brand that has a signature creative edge, high design aesthetic, and all for a lot less than you might think. A little bit about what I wanted to cover today, and I guess sharing a little bit about our SMS journey. We've been with Attentive now. This will be our third holiday season working with the team at Attentive. So we signed on with Attentive back in October 2018. 2018 was our first holiday season. And so today, just wanted to share with you some of the evolving SMS strategy tactics that we've developed over the years, and what we learned in 2018 that we then carried into 2019 to grow the channel, and then what we're looking at doing ahead in 2020, both from a customer acquisition as well as a retention standpoint. So how are we continuing to build our SMS audience while keeping the people that are already in there engaged, knowing that it is such a direct channel that's going straight into people's smartphones and text messages. Okay, so the first area is our acquisition. So this is what you're looking at here is one of our 2 acquisition offers that we have live on cb2.com desktop and mobile. This here is a sweepstakes, so it's basically sign up to win a shopping spree. So we announce a winner every month and do that. We actually have another acquisition tactic, which is a 15% off all full price purchases. But we only pulse that one out throughout the year at certain times. So around the holiday season, where we do have so many other promos going on, we default to this acquisition tactic rather than the 15% off, because most people are going to convert on a better deal online anyway. The other thing you'll note here is we actually did a lot of back and forth and testing, and this channel has, as you'll see as we kind of go through, it's all been about test and learn and evolve. And it's a channel that you can do that pretty agile with. Like, you can be pretty quick and sort of like what you want to test and get that out to market pretty quick, a lot quicker than channels like email or paid digital, where there's a lot of production work in the upfront. The Attentive UI kind of makes it very easy to test and put things out. So what we also do is we capture email at this point as well. So we're using SMS as a driver to build our email file size as well. And there's kind of an art and science about how we manage customers who are enrolled in email and SMS, what sort of campaigns they receive. But this is a great tool for us to get build our customer database across both of those channels. Another way we do it is leveraging other owned channels like organic social. We have, over 600,000 plus organic social followers, and that's growing rapidly, especially during COVID, as I'm sure a lot of brands have seen due to that increased periods of digital consumption and online activity. So we have we use this exclusive offers. So we decided that we would do exclusive offers on the SMS channel, not only to continue driving engagement and revenue from our most loyal customers there, but also to use it as a sign-up tool. So we use it on organic social as like, hey, join SMS and you'll get exclusive offers through that channel. Looking specifically at holiday, these texts are just kind of like some examples of where we were in 2018, where we went to in 2019, and then afterwards I'll talk about 2020. But where we started off in 2018, on the far right there, you'll see kind of like we had this static discount, which was 15% off of full price items. As part of a higher promo strategy across the business, last year we moved into, you'll see this shop more, save more. So we went into sort of more tiered discounts, which was really successful for us. And then we also saw in 2018 that there is obviously, when you have such an aggressive sale period, you're pulling up a lot of sales and you experience a bit of a retail hangover in the month that follows. So we sort of introduced this clearance promo strategy that we do. So we send SMSs after the big Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of holiday sale weekends. We now kind of follow up after that with some clearance messaging. And then you'll see that there on the left there, that's sort of like up to 65% off clearance. And then in the center there, you'll see the pre-sale for 2018. And free shipping on the right. I think one of the biggest takeaways about the types of deals and the cadence that we had in 2018 versus 2019, and which was, I think, one of the biggest learnings for us was being new to SMS as a channel. We were very cautious about how many people we were sending SMSs to from a cost management perspective, but also the frequency in which we were sending messages to those people so that we could keep a really close eye on opt-out rates and make sure that we're obviously not going to hurt the growth of that channel. So our first year, we were very cautious and we kind of only did a couple of messages over the holiday period. And what we learned is our opt-out rates stayed significantly low, much lower than our goal. So in 2019, we looked at actually doing sort of like a pre-holiday sale with some text messages, as well as the clearance ones that I was talking about. And we saw a huge success from doing that, which you'll kind of see in the results a little bit later. But that's definitely something that we thought if we text people more, that people were going to sort of, get disgruntled or want to opt out. But that wasn't the case at all. It was kind of like the more breadth of offers that we could give this audience across a longer period of time, we were definitely seeing those click-through rates and conversion rates stay above benchmark for us. So that's something we definitely carry forward as we continue to evolve. The other area is automated messages. Automated messages. So this is our abandoned cart reminder. So this is huge around the holidays. When you see such peak levels in online browsing and everything through CB2.com, our abandoned cart message is actually one of our strongest performing triggered messages across email and SMS. So this one actually, we consistently see a conversion rate of over 30% specifically from our abandoned cart and abandoned browse text messages. So a really strong tactic for us around the holidays. And then all of that is to say that what we tested and tried, learned. So in 2018, we had a 126 ROI. In 2019, ROI has become a very key measure for us on the SMS channel, because when you start out, it's very easy to kind of blast everyone with your offers and just kind of broadcast things. But as we kind of evolved, you'll see that you can't, as the file gets bigger and bigger, it becomes very expensive. So you need to be a lot more strategic about who you're sending the messages to. So you'll see in 2019 that we were able to increase our revenue from this channel up 100%, and also increasing our ROI up 21%. Okay, so what we learned from our text messaging channel, as Elizabeth mentioned, SMS subscribers are extremely engaged. Across other channels, we continue to see really strong click-through rates and conversion rates from SMS. And the biggest key takeaway is the conversion rates are actually significantly high, because we feel it's a more qualified user that's kind of willing to get an SMS from a brand in their messages app and are going to go to their website. They're obviously a lot more interested and more qualified to buy. The SMS is an effective tool outside of the holidays too. So SMS has become kind of like a lever that we will pull. Obviously, retail, and especially over the past few months, is very uncertain about, we're all trying to comp last year and trying to get a measure on what the retail climate is. SMS has been a really great tool for us. Again, it's something that we could sit in a room today and develop an offer, and it could be live tomorrow to a select audience. So SMS is kind of like, outside of the holidays, a very integral part of our business when we need to quickly turn levers. And test to learn what works. As I said earlier, the Attentive platform has a lot of features that people can kind of, if you're a little bit nerdy about learning more about SMS, and it's an exciting channel with all of the functionality within there to be able to look at segments. You can look at customer data, and kind of like you can test on small audiences. So it does really become a bit of a testing ground for us for other parts of the business. So if we want to test how a promo perhaps will work on a larger scale across the business, we will sometimes start with doing that with a focus group of SMS customers.
I kind of love that. The immediacy of the channel just has that kind of compounding effect across your marketing strategy. And we certainly have seen this, of course, from CB2, but from others who leverage it to do that test and learn and then apply strategies elsewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Yeah, it's good. It's when you're in sort of like those promo meetings and things, if something's going wrong, everyone kind of looks to the SMS people. Okay, so how we're preparing for this year. So as I said a little bit earlier, more personalized messaging to customers. So we're going to leverage Attentive's platform to be able to use customer browse and purchase data, as well as sort of like locations where store markets are and things like that, to build customer segments so that we're sending the right messages to the people that are most likely to convert on certain offers. And we're also going to have a much richer offer strategy this year as well, that we're in the development process of now and just finalizing. Supporting store sales through mobile messaging. So this is a really big thing for us now, as I'm sure every retailer is facing, is kind of like how, while CB2, a large proportion of our revenue has always been online, we do have 18 plus stores in the US. So it's like, how do we start to get shoppers to be able to connect with the store again, experience a new level of service through safer environmental practices around the store. So we'll use SMS as a way to target people within 50 miles of a store, for example, and let them know the different services they can do in a post-COVID world. And lastly, exclusive offers, continuing to do exclusive offers and leveraging the new abandoned browse feature. So I know that was a lot of information. With that all said, I'll hand it back to Elizabeth.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We are incredibly proud of this partnership and certainly look forward to an exciting 2020 holiday season with you. So if those of you, if you didn't take notes, that's okay. We have some tips. We will certainly share this afterwards. And anyone new to mobile messaging, we did just want to leave you with a checklist and tips to make this holiday season successful. First and foremost, start planning early. Honestly, now is probably a good time. Partner with an expert to launch your own text messaging channel, so you can rely on Attentive's, robust list growth tools to quickly grow your subscriber base. And that includes, as Phillip walked us through, some mobile and desktop sign-up units, text-to-join signage that can be placed in store, and of course, Instagram swipe up. So we truly have flexible tools to engage your shoppers where they actually spend their time. And then with this new audience, you will build out a mobile strategy, so messaging strategy similar to Phillip walked you through. So that can include promotions, product release alerts, and also, of course, automated behavioral triggers like browse abandon, cart abandon. And my team, the very talented client strategy team, will partner with you to execute for the most effective strategy. You will create a holiday calendar, so coordinate a holistic cross-channel communication strategy, and of course, it will help you stay on track. And finally, as Phillip definitely talked about, you'll be able to measure your performance with our real-time analytics dashboard that provides campaign analytics like engagement and revenue metrics. And you can also sync your performance data with other marketing analytics platforms. So as you do this, you will iterate season to season, holiday over holiday, and to continue to improve performance year over year like CB2 has. Awesome. So I think next slide, we probably don't have time for questions, and we do very much appreciate the audience, again, for your flexibility. If you would like to learn more, take out your smartphone, open the camera app, and scan this QR code so you can book a demo, meet with us, and of course you have a chance to win a $25 CB2 gift card. I would love to. I'm not eligible, but I definitely encourage all of you to do so. Thank you.